This is Chris Bagels. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Bagels, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. It'll all be down there in the description box, and I'm here to do my AEW Dynamite November 2nd, 2022 reviews. So here we go, discussing about tonight's AEW Dynamite. Now, we kick off the show with a match between Darby Allin and Jay Lethal. Now, Darby Allin made his way down to the ring already, and while Jay Lethal was walking down around, Darby Allin gets out the ring, and both of them starts brawling and stuff before the match started. Satnam Singh and Sanjay Dutt was at ringside for this match. They was going at it outside the ring, but then they finally got back into the ring, and the match finally started, and it was going pretty good and stuff. Darby Allin selling the injury that he got with his ribs and stuff, and Lethal just beating him down and all that. But then we get to the ending where Darby got Lethal knocked out of the ring, and then Sanjay Dutt stands like right in front of Lethal, and that's when Darby Allin decides to run and hits like a freaking torpedo onto Satnam Singh, but Satnam Singh did not budge, and Darby Allin just crashed like into him and then fell right down, which was pretty cool. I'm not even going to lie, that was pretty cool. But then the referee ejected Satnam Singh and Sanjay Dutt from ringside, and while the referee is complaining to them, like towards the ramp and stuff, we see Lethal already back into the ring and stuff, and then we see somebody come up with Sting's jacket and stuff and wearing a Sting mask, hitting Darby Allin in the stomach with a baseball bat, throws him back into the ring. Lethal hits the lethal injection onto Darby Allin and then pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Jay Lethal defeated Darby Allin tonight on Dynamite. That's what happened. But then after the match ended, we see the person, and he revealed himself as Cole Carter from the factory or whatever. So yeah, he makes his debut or whatever, and all four of them starts attacking Darby Allin after the match ended. But then Sting's theme song hits. Jay Lethal and all of them gets out of the ring, standing right there at ringside, just waiting for Sting to come on down so they can fight him and stuff. And Darby Allin standing inside the ring, right, waiting for Sting as well. But then all of a sudden we see somebody come up from behind on Darby Allin, and it was Jeff Jarrett. He turns Darby Allin around, hits him upside the head with the guitar, laying him out. So yeah, Jeff Jarrett makes his AEW debut. After that, and then he grabs the mic and he tells people that the AEW superstars and stuff is going to be in body bags and all that stuff, and how he's a 12-time world champion and a 2-time Hall of Famer and all that stuff. So yeah, he's saying all that stuff and all that. But yeah, that's what happened there. And then they played his TNA theme song. So yeah, he got his TNA theme song in the AEW. So yeah, that's what they played right there. So yeah, for the match and what happened after the match, I'll give it all 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. But then after that, we see Jon Moxley backstage, and he's talking about how he's going to beat the hell out of Lee Moriarty tonight and all that stuff. How if he don't even care if he's at 100%, he's going to go whoop his ass, and how he's going to teach him a lesson and all that stuff. But he said if Lee can win, that means he'll get a world title shot eventually. So yeah, he said he got his chances tonight, but he ain't going to let him. But yeah, that's what happened there. Next, we're going to be seeing Jon Moxley versus Lee Moriarty in a world title eliminator match. So yeah, that match will be happening up next. Later on tonight, they still got more matches like Samoa Joe versus Brian Cage for the ROH TV Championship. Jericho gets his open challenge, and many more stuff. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Dynamite. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, it was a one-on-one match. It was the AEW World Heavyweight Champion Jon Moxley versus Lee Moriarty one-on-one. Now Stokely Hathaway was at ringside for this match for Lee Moriarty, and not only that, Ethan Page was on commentary for this match. William Regal he actually came out with Jon Moxley, but I think he went backstage for this. So yeah, he's not in ringside or on commentary for this match. But yeah, it was an okay match between the two. Lee Moriarty was doing pretty good and stuff. But then at the ending of this match, we see Moxley laying in some elbow shots and stomping on him and all that, locking on the crossarm breaker, making him tap out. So yeah, Jon Moxley defeated Lee Moriarty tonight on Dynamite. That's what happened. It was an AEW World Title Eliminator match. So yeah, that's what happened there. And Ethan Page was talking about how he's going to win. How he wants to challenge Jon Moxley and stuff and beat him for the title. So yeah, That's what he was saying on commentary. But then, after the match ended and Jon Moxley already done won the match, Ethan Page comes running down and attacks him from behind, laying him out. So yeah, that's what happened there. But it was an okay match between Moxley and Moriarty. So yeah, for that match, I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. But then, after the match ended, we see Renee Paquette interviewing Saraya. Now, Britt Baker was supposed to be there, but she ain't. And Saraya was talking about how Britt Baker claims that she's a real locker room leader and all that stuff, but she isn't. And how she, even though she got hit by a car one time, that she wrestled on the same day that she got hit by a car and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what she was saying. She says that she's going after Britt Baker and stuff. So yeah, that's what happened there. But it was an okay sit-down interview with Saraya, and yeah, just okay stuff. But yeah, later on tonight on Dynamite, there's still many more stuff like the ROH ROH TV champion Samoa Joe versus Brian Cage for the title. Not only that, we'll see Chris Jericho versus a mystery opponent later on tonight, and many more stuff. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Dynamite. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, it was a birthday bash. It was the AEW World Tag Team Champions, Max Caster and Anthony Bowens, The Acclaimed, and Billy Gunn. They make their way down to the ring because it is a birthday celebration for Mr. Daddy Ass, Billy Gunn, you know. So yeah, Billy Gunn gets in the ring and all of them. Now, Billy Gunn gets his hands taped up and stuff because of what happened on Rampage or whatever. So yeah, he can't do no scissoring or nothing like that, which is unfortunate, you know. So yeah, The Acclaim, you know, made their rap coming down the ring and stuff. Max Caster's rap was okay about Billy Gunn's birthday and all that stuff. So yeah, it was pretty funny or whatever. But yeah, and they started giving Billy Gunn some birthday gifts and all that stuff. They gave him a trophy at one point. They went into the crowd and grabbed a freaking giant foam or whatever scissor and gave it to Billy Gunn. They actually throw a foam finger on the Billy Gunn's hands because, you know, he can't scissor with his hands, so he got a scissor with a foam finger because of Swerve Strickland. So yeah, they scissored him like that, you know. So yeah, they was doing all that stuff, and which was pretty funny. And then Anthony Bowens actually brought up at one point talking about, well, we did have some guests that was supposed to show up, but then they canceled out in the last minute and stuff like that because you didn't went to their reunion. So yeah, if y'all know, he's talking about the DX reunion from a few weeks ago on Raw when that thing came out where Billy Gunn was supposed to be there and it got canceled or whatever. So yeah, that's what he was saying, that DX couldn't make Billy Gunn's birthday bash. But yeah, pretty funny stuff. But then all of a sudden they get interrupted by Austin and Colton Gunn. They come out and they say, "Oh, Dad, we're Billy Gunn. Why didn't you bring your own sons to the birthday bash and all that? We're upset about it and all that stuff." And then, you know, then Billy Gunn turns around and then he gets hit with a big boot by W. Morrissey. He starts getting beat down. The Gun Club comes into the ring, attacking the Acclaim. They all getting beat down. But then FTR comes running out and they chased off the Firm. And then FTR grabs the tag titles and, you know, hands them back to the Acclaim. And they both have a stare down, both of those teams. So yeah, that's what happened. It was a pretty good segment though. I liked it. But yeah, after that, we see Tony Schiavone interviewing Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter backstage, and Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker was talking about how they're tired of all these conspiracies and stuff about Saraya and all that stuff. They don't care. They just want to be wrestling in matches and all that stuff. And they said that tonight, at Rampage, they want a tag team match against 2 other females. So yeah, that's what Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter said. But up next, we're going to be seeing the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion Chris Jericho delivering an open challenge up next on Dynamite. So yeah, see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on AEW Dynamite, now we see the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion Chris Jericho with Daniel Garcia and Jake Hager, the Jericho Appreciation Society, make their way down to the ring, and Jericho grabs the mic and he starts talking on the mic, talking about who wants to come out here and face me for my Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship. I got the open challenge right now. And it was Colt Cabana. So yeah, Colt Cabana answers Jericho's open challenge. He makes his return back to Dynamite. The fans was cheering loud for him and all that. So it was great to see Colt Cabana back on Dynamite after not being there for a freaking long time because of Punk. But yeah, nobody don't want to say that, but yeah. So yeah, it was Chris Jericho versus Colt Cabana for the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship. This match, it was okay, but there was some botches and stuff. Like, one of them was, like, really scary at one point, where we see Colt Cabana on the top turnbuckle. He grabs Jericho, got him up on his shoulders while they're both up there on the top turnbuckle, but then both of them, like, tumbled off the turnbuckle to the outside of the floor and stuff. Luckily, they was both okay, so thank God for that. But yeah, it was just pretty much like a bad botch, But yeah, that's what happened there. At one point, Colt Cabana almost won this match when he got that Superman pin onto Jericho, but Jericho barely getting out of it and all that stuff. But then we see Cabana having issues and stuff, getting tired of the Jericho Appreciation Society interfering, so he springboard off the second rope, doing a moonsault onto Jake Hager and Daniel Garcia, taking them out. He gets into the ring, he gets pushed back to the ropes and gets hit with a code breaker by Jericho, which was kind of botched as well, a little bit. But yeah, Jericho pinned him for the 3 count, and it was all over there. So yeah, Chris Jericho defeated Colt Cabana tonight and has retained the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship. That's what happened. It was an okay match. For that match, I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. Definitely not the best match, but it was an okay match, But yeah, that's what happened there. And then Jericho and them gets out of the ring. They go walking up the ramp, and then they grab one of the Ring of Honor, commentators and stuff. Matt Menard and Angelo Porca grabbed him and stuff and dragged him, and then Jericho grabs the glasses off his face, breaks the glasses, about to attack him and stuff, but then Claudio Castagnoli comes out attacking Jericho, laying him down and stuff, and then, the numbers is catching up to him, and then Bryan Danielson comes out brawling with him, and then Wheeler Yuta comes out, and Sammy Guevara comes out, so yeah, all of them brawling and stuff, and a bunch of referees and security guards and stuff had break out. So yeah, that's what happened there. It was an okay segment. But yeah, then we get to Renee Paquette interviewing Death Triangle backstage, and then Rey Fenix is excited because he's going to win the AEW All Atlantic Championship. But then we see Pac, and Pac was talking about how if you want to get real revenge for Death Triangle, because I know last time you didn't, but if you want to, here you go. And he gives him the hammer. So yeah, that's what happened there. But up next, we will be seeing Orange Cassidy versus Rey Fenix versus Luchasaurus in a triple threat match for the AEW All Atlantic Championship. That match will be happening up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on AEW Dynamite, it was a triple threat match. It was the AEW All Atlantic Champion Orange Cassidy versus Rey Fenix versus Luchasaurus for the AEW All Atlantic Championship in a triple threat match. Now, Christian Cage was on commentary for this match, and whoever wins this match can sign a contract for a dream match opponent that will happen this Friday on Rampage for the AEW All Atlantic Championship. So yeah, that's what the contract's for. But yeah, it was a pretty good match and everything. At one point, we see Rey Fenix getting chokeslammed through the table by Luchasaurus, and then we see Luchasaurus and Orange Cassidy just brawling and stuff up the ramp, and then we see Jungle Boy Jack Perry make his return back, attacking Luchasaurus with a steel chair, beating him down and stuff. Christian Cage got off the commentary and goes up with Jungle Boy, but then Jungle Boy chases him off to the backstage area with the steel chair, and then Jungle Boy turns back around and then runs and hits a crossbody onto Luchasaurus off the stage through a table, laying both of themselves out. So yeah, Luchasaurus was laid out for the rest of the match after that, and then Orange Cassidy and Rey Fenix is at ringside and stuff, going at it a little bit, but getting back up kind of, and then Pac comes down, throwing Orange Cassidy back into the ring and gives Rey Fenix the hammer, but Rey Fenix gets on the apron, throws down the hammer because he don't want to cheat. He gets in the ring, and then him and Orange Cassidy kept on rolling up each other for pins and stuff, but both of them kept on kicking out, and then that's when Rey Fenix had a super kick onto him, comes up, rolls through and stuff, but then all of a sudden he gets hit with the orange punch by Orange Cassidy and gets pinned for the 3 count. So yeah, Orange Cassidy defeated Rey Fenix and Luchasaurus tonight in the triple threat match and has retained the AEW All Atlantic Championship. That's what happened. For that match, I'll give it 3.5 stars as well. I'll give it was a pretty good triple threat match. So yeah, go check it out if you haven't yet. But then after the match ended, we see Pac get into the ring, attacking Orange Cassidy, beating him down and stuff. He gets out of the ring, grabs the hammer, comes into it in the ring, about to hit him upside the head with the hammer. But then Kashuri Shibata, I think that's how you say his name. But yeah, he comes out and he saves Orange Cassidy. Now we see Rocky Romero and Best Friends come out as well. And Shibata pretty much saves Orange Cassidy, chasing off Pac, and then he points at the title, and then Orange Cassidy was like, sure, here you go. And he gives him the contract, and he signs the contract, and they both will be having a match this Friday on Rampage for the AEW All Atlantic Championship. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good match and all that stuff. Pretty good stuff. But then we get to backstage. Tony Schiavone's interviewing Swerve Strickland, and he's with Rick Ross, and they're celebrating and stuff. And then we see Keith Lee, and Keith Lee was talking about, I texted you, but you never texted me back, and all that stuff. And then Keith Lee was like, what's with all this stuff? I look back on our matches, and you cheated with FTR last week, and you've been cheating, and you attacked Billy Gunn and all that stuff. So yeah, and Keith Lee wants answers, and Swerve Strickland's just keep on ducking and dodging him, and Rick Ross saying, you're throwing accusations and stuff. And he says, no, we should be focusing on positivity and all that stuff. And then Swerve Strickland's like, yeah, and look at this, we got a match next week. It'll be us teaming up with the Gun Club versus FTR and the Acclaim in an 8-man tag team match. So we got to focus on that. He goes like, well, you know what, you're probably right. And then they start celebrating. So yeah, that's what happened there. But up next, we're going to be seeing the TBS Women's Champion, Jade Cargill, versus Marina Shafir, up next for the TBS Women's Championship. That match will be happening up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, it was a one-on-one match. It was the TBS Women's Champion, Jade Cargill, versus Marina Shafir for the TBS Women's Championship. Now, during this match, we see Nyla Rose and Vicky Guerrero come out, talking on the mic, just interrupting the whole match. Nyla Rose still gets the TBS Women's Championship around her waist and all that stuff. And then during this match, Jade Cargill almost got counted out, but she made it back into the ring before the count of 10. And then hits like a punt and kick to Marina Shafir, picks her up, hits Jaded onto her, and then pins her for the 3 count. So yeah, Jade Cargill defeated Marina Shafir and has retained the TBS Women's Championship. That's what happened. But then after the match ended, we see Kiera Hogan behind Nyla Rose trying to take back the women's title, but then Nyla Rose knocks her down and runs through the entranceway. So yeah, that's what happened there for that match and stuff. I'll just give it 1 star. That's why I'll give it. Nothing really too special. Don't really care for this feud between Jade Cargill and Nyla Rose, but it's whatever. But yeah, that's what happened there. And after that, we see a pretty cool video package with the House of Black going to be making a return soon, which was pretty cool. And same for the Elite. I forgot to mention that earlier. But yeah, with the Elite getting erased from history and stuff, it's pretty cool. But yeah, all of them going to be making a return back to AEW eventually. But up next, it'll be the main event. It'll be the Ring of Honor TV Champion Samoa Joe versus Brian Cage for the Ring of Honor TV Championship up next in the main event. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, it was the main event. It was the Ring of Honor TV Champion Samoa Joe versus Brian Cage with Prince Nana at ringside for the Ring of Honor Television Championship. Now, this was the main event, and it was okay. At one point, Brian Cage hits that discus clothesline onto Samoa Joe. Almost got the 3 count, but Joe barely kicking out at 2. And then we see Brian Cage trying to lift up Samoa Joe, but Samoa Joe locked on the Coquina Clutch. Cage was trying to fight out of it, but Joe finally got locked in onto the mat and stuff, making Brian Cage tap out. So yeah, Samoa Joe defeated Brian Cage tonight and has retained the Ring of Honor Television Championship. That's what happened. And then after the match ended, we see Brian Cage's people, Pain of Agony, I think that's what they call it, something like that, come in there attacking Samoa Joe from behind, beating him down and stuff. And then we see the TNT champion Wardlow come walking down, scaring all of them off. They quickly got out of the ring and stuff, and then Wardlow staring them down. And then we see Will Powerhouse Hobbs come up from behind onto Wardlow, turns him around, hits a spine buster onto him, laying him out. So yeah, that's what happened there. So for the match and what happened after the match, I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. for tonight's AEW Dynamite, I'll give it 7 stars. It was an okay episode, but it was, yeah, you know what I mean. Match of the night, I gotta say, it was that All Atlantic Championship match. That match was really good. I really liked that one. Didn't care for Jay Cargill's match. The main event was okay. Nothing really too impressive. I don't think that should have been the main event, to tell you the truth. The ROH World Title match, it was because it has so many botches in it. At least Jon Moxley versus Lee Moriarty was pretty good, and then the match that opened up the show was pretty good as well. And then, not only that, the Birthday Bash, I like that segment with the Acclaim. That segment was really good. But other than that, that's AEW Dynamite for you. But yeah, I'll be talking about Friday Night SmackDown this Friday. Look out for that. And Crown Jewel this Saturday. I have my Crown Jewel predictions tomorrow night. So yeah, look out for that. And Raw for Monday. So yeah, like, subscribe to CW Wrestling on YouTube. Subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris. And subscribe to this channel, Chris with Aew. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. It'll all be down there in the description box. And I'll see you guys later for my Crown Jewel predictions tomorrow night. See you guys later. Until then.